Hello.
Hello.
I have a special guest today, y'all.
Oh,
It's my hubby, and we are doing a live Q&A today. And I just need to tell Instagram that we doing it. So hold on. So, yep, that's not how you do it.
Hi, I'm today's guest. Hi, today's guest. Oh, now you're recording. Okay. Hi, I'm
Wait,
today's.
it's still not doing it, huh?
These phones.
I don't know what I'm doing. Hey, y'all. Look at my special guest today.
Hi, special guest.
We are live on YouTube right now. If you can't catch us now, definitely catch us later. But subscribe to the channel. We're doing a marriage Q&A. Look at my special guest today.
Like been live for a minute now.
Yes, but
Okay.
I have to go and get. Oh, look, we live right there.
Oh, look at us.
We're coming, y'all. Hold on. I have to be able to link it. We're coming, y'all. Hold on. I have to be able to link it. We are live on YouTube right now. If you can't catch us now, definitely catch us later. But subscribe to the channel. We're doing a marriage Q&A. All right.
Baby, this a lot.
It is a lot. Okay. So let's do our Q&A. All right. The first question.
I feel like I'm on a Maury show. Come on.
I cheated with the first question.
Oh, God, you said you cheated. Come on. Choose your words wisely. We're live. The hell? Come on.
How did y'all meet? These are real. So I made up maybe two of the questions that I wanted to know, but the other ones are like, from real people who want to know. How did y'all meet?
You want to go first?
I'm sure we have two different versions.
Okay, so I would say that we met at my cousin, her best friend, almost like family, which is your cousin.
My aunt.
Your aunt. Well, your aunt, right. Your aunt. Oh, that's right. Your aunt. Yeah. So T. Carla will always throw these parties, these football parties. So, and every time I throw these parties, my cousin would invite me over. And every time she invited me over.
You saw me more than once? Yeah, well.
I've seen you more than once, but it's kind of.
Like before we talked?
I've seen you before we talked.
Oh, okay.
But I was like, everybody at that moment in the house is kind of just family at that point. Because I know, Kenyatta was like, just like family.
Yeah, it did kind of feel more like everybody was family.
Right.
So you're kind of lucky I didn't know you already, because you definitely would have been cousin. You would have been cousin.
Exactly.
you was this close to being cousin.
That's kind of scary.
In a minute, you was gonna be cousin like to me and my ex.
All right. So we would gather at this house for like parties, and one day, what happened? No,
So the first time we saw each other, you turned around. You saw me the night before at Wine Bistro.
Wine Bistro.
And I was like, ooh, I was really lit at Wine Bistro. My hell times have changed because like I can't even drink now. But I was really lit at Wine Bistro, and he turned around. He was like, "Were you in Wine Bistro last night?" And I said, "Whatever you saw, don't judge me." Like, yeah.
And it was just, you was a familiar face. That's why when I saw you like the very next day at T. Carla house, that's why I asked you, like, aren't you at? And wasn't like in a flirting manner.
No, we didn't flirt at all that day because you were engaged and I was in a relationship. So we didn't flirt at all that day. Show you how much we didn't flirt. I was eating down in your face. When we went on our first date, I wouldn't eat at all.
So that was the first time we talked. We had a conversation. We just kind of just running it normal, just like whatever. Very organic, and just talking about whatever was going on at the moment. And then how long you said was it? Maybe 2 to 3 months later after that?
Oh no, it was a while. It was like summertime.
Was it that long?
It was summertime. So that was like January. That was actually.
No, you had on all white.
When you saw me in all white?
At the party at what
you didn't see me in all white. I had on black and white. Was that a ball game party?
Oh, I don't know.
I'm sure if I went to Wine Bistro, it was a ball game party. So we saw each other again in the summer, but so here, that's a funny story. I guess I should tell that story. I was at a friend's wedding that night.
Oh yeah, that party night.
And again, our mutual people had a party, and I was at a wedding, and I remember being at the wedding, and I was so sad. And my ex was in the wedding, and I was just distraught. I was like, that would never be he and I. And so I had my friend to come and pick me up because I was so sad. And I felt like I've always been kind of responsible for my energy. And if I was in that mood, it wasn't fair to be at their wedding in that mood. So she picked me up, and I said, take me to my aunt's party. You know, they having a party over there. I'll go over there. And she took me over there. And as soon as I walked through the door, I bumped into him. But you were with your fiance at the time, and I didn't even know that. I didn't see her. And he let me skip the line and go give me a drink. And I was like, child, I need a drink. And that was it.
Right. That was it.
It was just, like, yeah.
And I just knew you guys probably.
But the next time. Now that was like.
He was still kind of close. I'm like, okay, I've seen her again. Like, I recognize that she's kind of, I guess she's like family now.
So but by the time September got here, you had broken up with your fiance.
Oh yeah, and things were different.
You start talking a little different then, but I was not out of my relationship.
Physically, you weren't in your relationship.
Emotionally, I was done.
Emotionally, you were out of it.
And that's something I did communicate.
Yes.
With him and my ex. But, you know, I didn't do it right.
it was a learning process. I mean, I give you that grace now. I see everything, you know, that kind of unfolded then. That was kind of questionable.
Yeah, I mean, it was hard to leave like my comfort zone. It was hard to really fully walk away, but I knew I wanted, you know, we kind of were done before we're done. But it took a minute to actually just walk away. Thank you for giving me grace.
Now, then.
Yeah, I feel like you were.
I didn't understand it then. I'm like, if y'all.
You didn't understand it then, and you some.
So we dated, and I dated.
You dated other people because I was still. So yeah, whatever. But I was the one you wanted.
Right. So.
What?
I was gonna say, so after that day in September at the party, right? We met. We had a conversation.
Mm-hmm.
And at the time, I was kind of on my fitness journey too.
You were.
And so you're like, oh yeah, I'm into like working out too as well. So I was like, well, where do you work out at? He was like, well, I go run at the park. And I'm, well, what park do you run at? Oh, Joe Brown Park. Oh yeah, me too. I ain't never ran at Joe Brown Park. But I was accustomed to running. So like, you know, if I went out there and ran like 4 miles, like she would never think any different. Like, oh yeah, he does run. So
basically, he chased me literally. Okay. So the first day you came out there, though, I was with my dad, my mom, and my aunt. And we were leaving as he was coming, Mr. Late as usual. We were leaving as he was coming, and my dad was like, keep going. That boy like you. I was like, no, Dad, let me go. He going, no, keep going. That boy like you, and you got a boyfriend. So the next day I went out there and I didn't bring none of them. I was like, let me just go by myself this time. And when I went, I wanted to see if he was going to show back up, and he did. And I won't lie, I had never dated anybody in my adult years.
Right.
Like my ex, like we kind of hooked up in high school. So to be an adult, I kind of wanted to know what it felt like to just, you know, date as a woman who kind of just knew herself a little better. And I was looking for the fling, and he wanted to court me.
Yeah, you wanted to go out? Well, because I had been dating. I was a little older than you. So I have been dating.
Baby, you're a lot older than me. You're a lot older than me. If our daughter came in here right now with somebody in the same money as you are older than me, you would be mad. You'd be like, nah, that ain't happening.
Yeah, she's 20. He's 27.
Yes, he a lot older. You're well seasoned.
Tread lightly. I forgot what I was saying. Like the old comics kind of threw me off because whatever.
You say you have been dating because you wanted to court me, and I didn't want to be courted.
Right. So I have been dating for a while, so I was in a long-term relationship, and I kind of knew what it was to kind of be in a relationship. And when I met Chantel, I was kind of going through my little transition of dating. So I knew, how valuable I was. And so I just didn't want to just give myself all to her. And she fall in love with me because I'm such an awesome guy. So I said, you know what? I'm going to pace myself for Chantel. I'm going to pace myself and I'm going to date Chantel.
And who fell in love?
You did.
You fell in love first. I'm lying.
I liked you a lot.
Please.
I like you this much.
We tried. We tried to break up, and I ain't gonna tell it. Move on. Let's move on to the next question. What is the biggest lesson you've learned in life that helps with your relationship?
Biggest lesson I learned in life to help my relationship. It would probably be understanding emotions. And
you had to learn that.
And I must say I've learned that as I met my wife, because she's so vocal on what she needs. And I have to hear her.
I'm rational and I'm logical.
But you're also vocal. I mean, not vocal in the aspect like, you know what I'm saying? Not like a hard ass vocal, but just kind of, you know what you want.
I do.
And you know what you need. Mm-hmm. Like you understand your love language and what gets your clock going.
Not my clock.
Well, I ain't gonna say water's flowing.
Oh God. Okay. So what is the biggest lesson you've learned in life that helps you with your relationship? Yikes. The biggest lesson I think I may have learned in life. Know yourself and work on yourself.
Yeah.
I would say knowing who you are, just like he said, what you need. And I had to learn at the hard way. I didn't always know who I was. I didn't always know what I needed. That was a journey. So y'all may see like the idea of good chemistry and perfection now, but like he said, we both were, I was older, you were older, and we kind of came into a situation where we didn't build together.
Right.
We kind of already came in with some of those humps already being crossed. So.
And I think because we were kind of, I can think more seasoned into dating. Mm-hmm. Not just kind of just like here, there, anywhere. I mean, I think a lot of people that I think we would have dated, red flags kind of went off. And
you were seasoned in dating.
All right, Chantel. Speaking of myself, yes, I was seasoned in dating.
Clearly, I can't juggle. I can't juggle. I can't do it. Ooh, have you ever wanted a divorce?
Yeah. 1 month after marriage. Could have sent you back where you came from.
I could have sent you back. Well, I did send you back where you came from.
I went back where I came from.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so let me just say, we were told before we got married that we would get tested, right?
Yeah.
Just the motions of life will test you. And I'll be very transparent because I am the blame for that. Even though I've had my moment, but we go get to mine. I'm to blame for that because I have an extreme OCD. I mean, a full diagnosis OCD. And anxiety will follow it. And my anxiety will come across as a major rage. And that is something I had to work on. And it got worse after we had our son.
Yes.
Because it was traumatic experience. Bed rest, early, the NICU, and making sure he didn't die.
Yeah, it changed you.
So, and then right after that, it was the pandemic.
Everything became locked down.
Yes.
Clean, alcohol, bleached.
Oh God, yeah. Oh, God. It went to another level. Yes. And so my rage kind of hit me. And I don't even remember what the issue was. I just remember the moment.
Right.
And
it wasn't like a major issue.
It wasn't a major issue. It was my reaction. And so we both were not emotionally evolved to handle each other. Right. So he wasn't at the emotional place to handle me, and I wasn't at the emotional place to handle him.
I mean, I truly love you. You know what I'm saying? I just married you, so I was like still on this kind of high. But then
we were on a high. We were.
When that came, I was like, who is this? I was like, I got to deal with this for the rest of my life. Baby, I want out. I get a 2-week policy. I can return it.
So we got married January 1st, and by Super Bowl that year, It was like we actually broke up the Super Bowl party. So all of our family were coming over for the Super Bowl party, and he went to Mississippi by my in-laws, and so he took everybody on his side to Mississippi, and everybody on my side came over to the house. So that was definitely a moment, but I will say that it was an eye-opener for me that as it was getting worse, I knew it was time for me to seek out therapy. And while most people may say things like, oh, you should make your bed every day, and so you could complete a task every day, for someone like me, I actually should wake up some days and not make my bed, so that I can be okay with everything not going a certain way. Because I get a little compulsive with it. So yes, I have wanted a divorce. But it was a time when my husband may have had some stressors at work and just adjusting to his new schedule at work. And of course, because he doesn't want me to be stressed out, he didn't communicate it. That was okay to say?
Yeah, that's
okay. Fine. I mean, because I'm completely transparent.
Yeah.
Okay. And he didn't want to stress me out with it. And
I was just being a man. A man don't come home and bring all the problems to his wife, but I didn't realize.
But his energy.
Right, the damage I was causing.
Yeah, his energy was in it.
I was just in my own thoughts and not actually dealing with you and your emotions at the time.
So let me say this. As I'm working on myself, I'm noticing that I am very sensitive and that I don't have to be this masculine woman all the time. And, that all comes from something, but...
You don't have to be this what?
Masculine woman all the time. I know what I say.
You can't be a woman.
And so I have been more in my femininity.
Yes.
But the thing is, I am really used to my husband being nice to me. That might sound like what y'all see on social media is really how we get along. And so when he didn't have that same, energy with me, it put me in a place. And so I tested him one day and I was like, I don't even think my husband talked to me. I think I'm the one talking. And so one day I didn't talk. We were out on a date and I didn't talk. And I wanted to see if he was going to talk to me, and he did not.
But it really had nothing to do with you.
I understand, but he didn't talk to me. And I was heartbroken, as if like my husband packed his bags and walked out the door. I was heartbroken, and I was like, if this is what I got to deal with, I don't want it. Bye. But
I
then we worked on it.
I was just holding stuff in. I didn't really, express to you what I was going through.
Mm-hmm.
I kind of just, just dealing with it in my own way. I mean, I have to get used to being more.
But I'm also used to you being a certain way. Like my husband wake up like happy every day.
I know.
I had to learn to like wake up and just be happy. But my mother-in-law is the same way. My father, like they wake up and they just like excited. And I'd be like, okay, whatever.
My mom was excited about setting the kitchen on fire. It's okay.
Right. The kitchen about to blow up. And she's like, oh no, I got it.
It's okay. Like, it's gonna be fine. It's a little smoke.
So the first time I'm meeting her, the kitchen about to blow up. Hey, what's the most difficult part of marriage? I ain't telling anything in there.
Transitioning from girlfriend and boyfriend to husband and wife.
I was never your girlfriend.
Oh my gosh, Chantel, the dating process to the marriage process.
Okay, because I'm about to say I was not. I wasn't your girlfriend. I may have been your baby mama, but I wasn't your girlfriend. I said no when you asked. Anyway, what was the question? What's the most difficult part of marriage? Kids.
Well, that's the balance. Coming from dating, coming from
it's kids.
It's kids.
In our world,
that's marriage though, because everybody who's married,
we would never. You know what? We would have a bunch of kids anyway because of our chemistry, but we would. Kids is the most difficult part in my mind.
Probably the most difficult
because you gotta fix. Oh God, my kids don't align with my OCD child, and that's why I'm in therapy. Okay, they just whatever. Y'all see this, but over there, it don't look like this. Okay, why did you marry me?
You were very nice and had a very nurturing spirit, and
where.
Then, you're still the same person. That's why I'm married. Like, you're mine now. Afterwards, it's like I got
what you was looking for.
Yes, from you.
Okay.
Yeah, you were very nice, and because.
Sorry, y'all. Our dog is very jealous that I'm sitting next to Monty. Go ahead. I was nurturing and.
You were very nice, and I was comfortable with you. You kind of. I broke my own rules when we were dating. What I mean by that, so you were the first person I actually let the sun catch me in their bed.
Child, you slept in that bed like it was yours.
I had a thing, come out, and what happened to be late night. I won't let the sun catch me in anybody's bed but my own. I have a bed of my own. I got up and went to my own bed.
Not at my house. First of all, it's sometimes you didn't even come. You came over there. You was like, "Hey, lay down." It was done.
Well, you had a glass in the freezer waiting for me. That's some old school stuff.
Oh wait, so how did I? Oh, do I just keep that question for me? Why did you marry me? Maybe that was my question.
Okay, well, ask me. Let me ask you. Why did you marry me?
Because I could trust you to love me.
Oh, gotcha.
And take care of me. I can trust that. I can trust, my husband not going to go out and mess up money. And because trust is not just infidelity, y'all. I can trust that my husband is not just going to go out and mess up money and put our household at risk. And, if I need him, he's going to take the time off and care for me. I can trust that you have me. Okay.
I got your back.
You got my back. How did you know you were ready for marriage?
You want to answer first?
I didn't know. I winged it. I won't lie. I was scared. Most women wait all their life And for me, because of my past experience, I was actually very afraid to get married, which is why our wedding was a surprise. So surprise.
That's just a party.
Yeah, none of our guests knew that they were coming to our wedding. They actually thought that they were coming to our housewarming party. And the wedding was just the surprise, thing within it. But if I decided I didn't want to do it, then it was just going to be a really nice party. A really, really nice, or in my dad's words, a fancy family reunion. So yeah. But I would do that again and again. I would do it again and again. I have no regrets. I have not even just the wedding night. Just I really enjoy life with you.
Oh, that's sweet.
You just made my answer corny. I do enjoy life with you. So, anywho, go ahead. What?
So, how did I know I was ready for marriage?
Yeah. Wait, no.
What is it?
I don't know.
Yeah, how did you know you were ready for marriage?
Yeah, yeah. How did you know you was ready for marriage?
Well, prior to meeting you, I was already engaged. So what was that?
Continue.
Whatever. Okay, so
I just want to see how it all folds in together.
Of course, with my my dating spell while dating you, but
you like a relationship,
right? I like the relationship. I like being in a stable relationship. I kind of like stability.
Y'all, every man in this man's family is married.
That's how we get into that.
Every single man is married. And the one that's not is engaged.
Yeah. So that's what I've seen. All of them men in my family were married. So, I mean, that's all I knew how to be was a husband. And all of them took care of their wives. Mm-hmm. To this day, they're still together. They 15, 20 years plus. They went through trials and tribulations. I mean, I had one cousin, him and his wife, they fought in the beginning of their marriage for a long time. And like, now they just have the best of chemistry, but they fought through, their tough spouts. And they went through a lot young. They were dating young. They went through a lot, had kids, built a lot together, and they're so happy now. So, I mean, I've seen young couples grow through the struggles.
Still stick it out.
Yeah, still stick it out. I mean, and my parents, I seen them fight and still stick it out. I've seen my brother fight. Them. I mean, I've seen a lot. So, I mean,
when I saw my in-laws together, I knew I was in good hands. I did.
That's funny.
Because, like, I kind of had this idea of, like, you fix his drink and he eats first and then you eat last. I know, but in his family, all the men are going to fix the ladies' plate.
Funny, huh?
Yes.
I never know.
Like, even down to your nephew was, what, 12, 13, cooked me breakfast and fixed my plate. Should I tell you ready to eat? Like, oh, yeah.
And sure. I didn't really realize that until you brought it to my attention.
Yeah. I mean, and that wasn't the relationship I was about to be in. So,
I mean, my dad just like catered to my mom. Like, he just loved to do everything.
It's so cute. Remember that time we was out there and she was at work and he was like, oh, Val just got off. I gotta cook her rice. She gonna look for her rice.
Her rice.
As soon as she walked through the door, you made me some rice? He was like, I sure did. It was so cute. So anywho, and like my father-in-law is a really like smooth guy. He's not just like you can't just, none of the guys in your family are like pushovers like that. Right. So these are like really like they real men. You know what I'm saying? So anyway, what is the key to your marriage?
Key to our marriage is, I mean, it's gonna sound generic, but a key to most successful relationships is communication. Effective communication. Yes.
Just like they say, knowledge is power. Applied knowledge is power.
Yes.
Communication is the key. Effective communication. Like, you have to apply what you've communicated. Don't let me just talk to you you heard nothing and you do absolutely nothing.
Right.
So I would say that. Yeah. Mm-hmm. What is your favorite thing about your spouse?
My favorite thing about my spouse? She is so random. It's comical. Like you all have no clue the laughter we go through this house from my wife. Like, she's so random. Like, is this random? She'll burst out into a song. She'll burst out to her own little words. I mean, she just dance. I mean, she was sitting just dancing her own little world for 15 minutes.
And like, I don't have nowhere to go.
And burn everything on the stove. And forget she's doing anything in the world and just. But it's funny, like, I mean, I've kind of, grown with the, like, what is she doing?
Definitely a dance break can pop off. Mm-hmm. What was the question?
What was the random?
What's your favorite thing about?
What's your favorite thing
about your spouse?
Shoot, no. Yeah, what's your favorite thing about your spouse?
Okay, so I have a lot of favorites, but I would say my favorite thing may be the thing I admire about you the most, and that is something that I struggle with, which is discipline.
Really?
Yes. Even though you like all over the place and I'm not. Well, let me say this. You love what you love. Like, you love working out, so you're disciplined in it.
Right.
And I haven't found the love of working out. Like, I love to dance. I'm consistent with that. I love to work. I love to plan. I'm consistent in that. And I'm disciplined in that. But, like, for you to be disciplined in something that I just can't ever be disciplined in, I kind of admire that. A lot of people cannot be disciplined in working out.
And for me, I guess what made me gravitate to it so much was the after effect.
It's not looking good?
No.
Oh.
It's the hormones of the endorphins after you finish working out. It's a high.
I guess, yeah.
Like, it's a true, like, I just come from, I'm in the gym every day.
I never experienced the high.
2 hours at the most. So, and after I finish working out, like, I come in. And
don't lie to my people. Oh, God. You go be honest. From the time he leave the door, we got to go get the kids. From the time he leave the door to the time he get back through the door, it has been 3 or 4 hours, and he just won't admit it. Now, I don't know what you got to do at the gym that long, but whatever it is,
I'm a coach at the gym.
That's the problem.
I'm sorry, like, people just like.
He mentors and he trains at the gym. And because I know, and I don't give you much.
No, you don't.
I let you,
You don't.
But I'm going to bother you about it.
I get it. It's fine.
But yeah, I would say that your discipline is my favorite thing. So this was fun.
This was fun. I think I'll come back.
All right. So you guys, like the video, subscribe to the channel. Thank you so much for our shenanigans and listening to our Q&A. We get questions all the time, y'all. Especially some spicy ones.
We gotta come back and tell them about the surprise wedding, how that went.
We gotta talk about the surprise wedding, and we have to tell everybody the challenge.
Oh, the challenge.
Let's just tell them now. You want to tell them now?
Which challenge?
The cooking challenge.
Oh, the cooking challenge. All right, that's cool. Go.
Okay, so we're gonna do a challenge, you guys. So one of the things that a lot of people miss in relationships is being able to hold themselves accountable and look within, and not really communicating what they want because they don't know exactly what they want. So we decided to come up with this challenge where you cook your spouse. Now, y'all may have missed the one where I said flirt with me through a playlist, but with this one, what we're going to do is we're going to cook a meal for our person that will describe ourselves to them. So I'm going to cook my husband a meal that is everything about me. So I can kind of let him get to know me from my point of view. and not just from his outside point of view. And he's going to do the same thing for me. And after we do that, we're going to switch up the challenge, and I'm going to cook a meal that represents him, and he's going to cook a meal that represents me. So I hope you guys join us on this challenge. Please take footage, and we're going to create a hashtag for it. And we want everybody to get involved. So we down for the challenge?
Down for the challenge.
All right. So y'all like, subscribe, share the video, and come back and see more videos. I just uploaded one today, and I'll be uploading another one tomorrow. See y'all later.